What's up, everybody? I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today I wanted to dig deep into the efficiency of my Model 3. This came up because when I went out to LA, my car used a lot of power because I had an extra set of wheels in the back of the car, but I also have a spoiler on the back of the car and a front splitter right there. And also now some 19-inch wheels and tires from EV Tuning. I love these tires, these wheels and tires. They're absolutely amazing. But I kind of want to do some testing. So we're going to take this out right now on the highway, do 70 miles an hour. I'm going to reset the trip computer so we're on autopilot, 70 miles an hour, and do a 2-mile run. I'm going to take a picture of what the watt hours per mile are on the dash. You know, probably a longer trip would be better, but I kind of just want to see what it is, the way that it is now. It's 70 miles an hour. And then we're going to come back and we're going to take this front splitter off, then loop back out there, do the exact same run. It's nice and sunny out today. Where's the window? Really can't see. The weather's going to be really good. Find out what that watt hours per mile is. Then we're going to take the spoiler off the back of the car. Do the exact same thing again. Then we're going to come back and put my stock wheels back on, the stock 18s back on here without the spacers, because I want to go back to stock and see what that actually is. Now the tires are a little different. As you can see, there's 2 with really good tread and 2 without really good tread. I wonder which ones are on the back. Anyway, and then go back out there with a stock and see what that is. See if there's a difference, and then post those numbers, and then you guys can put in the comments below what your watt hours per mile is. I know everyone's gonna have a little different, but this is a rear-wheel drive long-range Model 3 that I've had for over a year and a half now. I've noticed it uses a lot of power, and I think it's because of those things, those extra add-ons. Of course, that front splitter is going to use a lot of power, or is going to create a lot of drag because forcing so much air up into the grill, but it's a wing basically, so it's forcing the car down a little bit. It's allowing less air to go underneath the car, which is great for the track. This thing is absolutely amazing for grip, but it doesn't do well for efficiency. And you can see I still have the Bandit license plate on the car, made by Tony Pham. If you want to pick that up, there'll be a link down below as well. I'll leave that on just because, and I think I'll put a sticker over that little chip so it doesn't create any more drag on that. Since it happened on my trip out west, we're gonna put this sticker over top of it, have less wind drag. There we go, that's perfect. So let's get out there and do the first test, what it is right now with all the modifications on the car, the way it is. All right, so we're about to get on the highway, and I have a GoPro attached to the screen. Oh, unfortunately it's suction cupped up high. I want to be able to record that so I know exactly when we hit 2 miles, so I can sync up all the video together. We're going to put it in autopilot, then I'm going to reset the trip computer so it's fair. I'm really hoping we can get up to 70 because there is some traffic here. It's not really late. It's around lunchtime, but let's get into autopilot. Can't really see what we're going down to. And we're gonna go for 2 miles. Reset the trip computer. I'll be able to see off of that camera when 2 miles is, and we'll be able to pause it then and get the footage, get the watt hours per mile. And that's what we're really after. Right now it's pretty high because we're already at speed. The reason I'm resetting the trip computer is once I'm at speed, that way there's no complaining about me getting up to speed or anything like that. I'm already at speed, I'm resetting the trip computer, and then we're going at that same 70 miles an hour and on autopilot. So all the tests are going to be the same. Hopefully I don't have to do multiple tests, but that's the plan anyway. So we are way past 2 miles, and it is 338 watt hours per mile at 3.5 miles. Keeps going up and down. There is some elevation here. So now we're going to go back home, take that front splitter off, and see if there's a change. So we're back in the shop. I'm going to take the front splitter off so I don't bore you with the installation. If you want to go watch this video, I'll have a link right up here for this front splitter. I love the front splitter. It looks amazing. The car looks so much better with it. But you know, the whole point is to see how much power it's actually taking away from the car. Now, if you go to the track, this is almost a must-have. But everyday use, we're going to see. All right, well, that was longer than expected to take the bumper off and take that splitter off, but I got it off. All right, we are setting autopilot. Autopilot's on, as you can see, and we are at 70 miles an hour. So I am going to reset the trip computer. Now we're gonna see on autopilot again. Last time I was able to get 3.5 miles, so maybe we'll do a 3-mile test. We'll see how it goes. So the next part is to remove this spoiler. It should be a lot easier than that front splitter, and then we'll go do that test again. So I don't bore you with too much of the taking stuff off and re-driving. I'm gonna post all 4 results over here. Pretty interesting on the results though. All right, so I got all the data. So what I did, I have all 4 of them going to be going down here. It doesn't take very long. We were only able to get about 2.5 miles before one of the trips someone slowed down in front of me. I have to say, 2 of the tests, the first 2 tests were done yesterday. The other 2 tests were done today. The one with everything on it, with all the aftermarket parts and the rear spoiler, were done yesterday. The first run was with everything, but really testing what the front splitter did from Teslarati, how much power that was using. The second run was the spoiler from T-Sportline. Actually, it's right here. The spoiler from T-Sportline, which I've added the vinyl. Those 2 tests were yesterday. It was 10 degrees warmer than it was today. Today I ran it around lunchtime with the 19-inch wheels that I got from EV Tuning and the Rich Rebuilds team, the Electrify Garage. Then I put the stock wheels on without those spacers. I wanted to go totally stock so I didn't have any extra wind resistance. So I did not put on the aero caps. Like I said, it was 10 degrees cooler this morning, or right at lunchtime. So I think that's what was happening with the extra wattage for the wheels, because it seems I removed the spoiler, so why is it using more power? So I think it was warming up a little bit. I mean, the car was the same temperature inside because it's parked inside all the time. It was only outside to do the test, and I would leave from here to go there. So I don't know why that was a little bit higher, but my suspicion is because of maybe the weather, maybe starting off, I don't know. But you see they're very similar. At the end of the run, at the end of the 2.5 miles, you see with everything on, we're at average of 315 versus stock 265. And that's quite a bit difference. You know, again, this is only 2.5 miles. I really should have set off to really do a 25-mile or a 50-mile test on this. And I think that might be something I might do in the future. When I put this front splitter back on. But very interesting how much power that front splitter was using. I mean, just yesterday, if we look at just yesterday, the difference between the front splitter with it on and with it off, roughly 20 watt hours per mile. Imagine with a little bit more weight in the car and pushing about 80 miles an hour. That's why I was getting, you know, over 400 watt hours per mile when I was going out to California. Driving fast, extra weight, maybe some headwind. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This was fun to make. Again, I had to put it back to stock for my wife, although I didn't take the wrap off. She kind of wants me to take the wrap off. But I've got all the parts here. I think what I have planned is a whole nother video on repairing this chip in here, because it's really not into the carbon fiber, it's the clear coat. Might be coming soon. And of course, I love those wheels. Those wheels, again, from EV Tuning. They're in great shape. The tires are actually doing better than I thought. It's just they're not winter tires at all. So I do have to clean up some of the tire. Let me show you what going to the track does to a tire. So you see the difference. This is a rear tire, and there's a little bit of rubber stuck here. These tires are super sticky, and you can see there's quite a bit of tread left. I'm very pleased with these. I mean, these wheels and tires are beautiful. If you're in the market for these, check out EV Tuning and ask for the I-1 Tesla Special. Chris will hook you up. But look at what happens with some of the rubber from the tire getting hot. This is when I went to the track a couple weeks ago for Will, who's having heart problems. On some of the banks, it heats the tire up and rolls it right over, and it gets a little stuck here. And yeah, it didn't wear off. So these are going to go on the back next time, but still a lot of tread, a lot of track days left. And who knows, I might still have these same tires when the Model Y comes out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Were those numbers as high as you thought they were going to be, or did you think they were going to be even higher? You know, leave that down below, what you thought. And let me know if you'd like me to do a long distance test on just the wheels itself. Maybe I can keep these stock ones on when I get back, maybe do a 100-mile test. As always, stay awesome, stay positive, and I'll catch you on the next one.